Yeah, Raja, good evening.
Hi, good evening, good evening. Let me start with
Yeah.
you. Hi,
No,
good
so
evening.
we've got, a lot of participants, and I'm sure, many are logging in as we speak. I must say that, I'm privileged to host this program with Mr. Raja. Raja and I have been, have worked together in the past. And I think, between the two of us, you can see Raja's white hair, and I'm sure you can see some of mine. Raja, I think between the two of us, we probably have about 70 plus years of sales experience. So the Dhakar job for us, Raja, is going to be how are we going to condense all this in 60 minutes? Yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
that's the challenge. That's the
yeah, that's the
challenge.
challenge. Yeah, so I'm sure that we will, we'll have an exciting session. Raja is a very, I have a lot of professional respect for Raja. He is an outstanding salesperson as I have known him. He is has created several brands. He was the marketing director of Diageo, one of the leading beverage companies, spirits companies in the world. And since then, he has turned entrepreneur and also now a coach and a guru. Am I right, Raja?
Yep, absolutely.
uh, and I can see that he hosts a big white mustache, okay, which makes up for what I don't have. Raja. Okay, Raja, we will get into the program, but one of the things that I want to kind of say in the beginning is I think that, our profession, and since you and I have spent almost a lifetime in this profession, is a much maligned profession. When you say that you are a salesperson, people look at you with, kind of a twinkle in the eye. What do you say, Raja? If you had faced the same experience? I mean, people look at me and saying, "Oh, here is one more smart, over smart salesperson who's this. I better be careful." What has been your experience, Raja? Is that
Uh,
similar for you?
yeah. See, it used to be, Mukesh.
I
When I
see.
started my career, there used to be
Right.
a saying, if you don't get any other job, you get into sales job.
And that is right.
That's right. Those days, it was like that. Because
Yeah.
I have chosen sales. Let me be very
Okay.
clear. I have chosen sales.
Well, I see. It wasn't that you didn't get any other job, like you said.
No, it was not that. It was not at
Yeah.
all. It was not at all. I have chosen
Okay.
sales because my
Yeah.
family,
Right.
all four of us, my brother, my brother-in-laws, we are all sales guys.
Okay.
All
I
of us
see.
are sales guys. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to be with a lot of sales guys, and really, I was so, what is the right word? Inspired, I would put it that way.
Okay.
And those
Right.
days, I
Right.
believe me, I'm not saying it as a joke, but even when you have to get married, when the
Right.
parents say, "Oh, he's a sales guy.
Yeah.
How can I give my daughter to a sales guy?"
That I have to ask your wife then.
That used to be a major issue those days.
Okay.
Okay, but anyway,
Right.
I think the reason being,
Right.
many of the people thought that the sales guy just bullshit their way through
That is right.
those days.
That is
Because,
yeah.
see, you also know, Mukesh, those
Yeah.
days we were all just pushed to the market.
Uh-huh.
The companies never spent time
Right.
to kind of, give you the kind of inputs what you require.
Right.
I remember when I joined Herbertson, the very first day, I was given a cart and said, go and sell.
Okay.
Just given a, tricycle those days. Okay, people used to come with me. I just went without had absolutely zero knowledge about the products.
Okay.
But
Right.
things have changed now. Things have evolved now.
Right. But tell me, Raja, normally, you see, the usual smart salesperson always over promises and under delivers. He's always under pressure for the numbers, and so therefore, he'll go and tell some story to some customer, and then you know what? In Hindi, they say "topi pana ke aa jata hai." So isn't that true even today?
No, it is to a great extent, I would say yes. But please understand,
Right.
the sales guys are the revenue generators for the company.
Uh-huh.
We generate, the sales guys generate revenue. See, I'm a chairman of a company. I know
Right.
the kind of pressure the sales guys. Even today at COVID situation, my guys are in the market.
That's right.
They wear a mask. They go to the market. So
Yeah.
I have to respect them.
I
And they
think
are
this
the
is
revenue generators, not only for the company, they are the revenue generators for the trade.
so that's well said, Raja. I think, I mean, what you're saying about revenue generation, I think it's the salesperson that brings the top line. I mean, the
Absolutely.
HR,
Absolutely.
the finance, the production. I mean, they all are there because sales guys are there, no? I
No,
mean,
I
come on,
would say
let's get
that.
it
I
straight.
would say that. I would say
Yeah,
they are support function. They are unsung
that's
heroes.
right. Yeah,
But
so
the hero
yeah.
of the movie is the sales guy.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
if you are the hero of the movie, you
Yeah.
should know how to fight. You should know how to dance. You should know how to romance. You should know how to cry. So this is the
Really?
character.
All that, is it?
Yeah, Mukesh, please understand. Sales guys are born.
Born.
Yeah, if you
Sales
are a
can't be
sales
learned,
guy,
is it?
you are a born sales guy. You cannot be made as a sales guy. Period.
Really?
Yeah, you can only fine tune them. You can fine tune certain skills. A hero, if
Uh,
Hrithik Roshan is a great dancer,
uh,
but the
uh,
director will say, okay, fine, dance is fine, but I want you to
right.
emote like that.
You mean I must look at the Janam Patri of a salesperson and to see if the stars were right before I select him? Are you saying that?
No, the
Huh.
moment you see a
Because
guy,
you're
you know
born
that
that way,
he's
no?
a salesman. The moment you see a
Okay.
guy in the interview, you will say that this
Right.
guy is going to be my sales guy.
Okay. Within 30 seconds, you can say, this guy is the guy,
Any
right guy.
interview, Mukesh, you and me know very well. Within a minute, your subconscious mind
Uh,
decides whether this guy is going to be your sales guy or not.
okay. Okay. Well, that's right. I think, I mean, the salesperson is kind of this thing, you know. Certainly, I mean, I would say today, not shown the kind of respect that perhaps, many other professions enjoy. You say you're an engineer, you're a doctor, you're a chartered accountant, and then you say, I'm a salesperson. I mean, I just don't know. Actually, it's because of the salesperson that the engineer and the doctor and the salesperson, the chartered accountant is there in the first place, no? So I think we are a little under kind of,
No, I don't agree. I don't agree. Why should we have that? Why should we have that complex? You don't go
Okay.
and say I'm a sales guy. I'm a sales executive. Like you are some kind of project guy in an IT company. Okay.
Right.
But you are a medical representative. It's
Right.
fine. I'm a sales executive. I generate value for the company. I generate revenue for the company. I generate the top line for the company. Have that feeling. Be passionate about what you are doing. Why should you have any complex about it?
Okay, that's a very good point. Be passionate, you said.
Absolutely.
Actually, I'll give you an example, of passion, and I completely support what you're saying. See, I mean, there is, let's say if you're a salesperson and you're selling air conditioners, and you happen to work for maybe Volta's air conditioners.
Person who doesn't know anything.
Yeah, may I just request that, somebody needs to kind of mute themselves,
you
please.
have to
Rather,
mute
can I
everybody.
request you, please,
Please
mute
everyone.
yourself. Okay, so supposing you are working for an air conditioning company and you're selling Volta's air conditioners, and your father asks you, Beta, what air conditioner should I buy? And you turn around and tell him, buy a Daikin. Sir, is that salesperson in Volta's going to be successful? No, I can see that you're shaking your head. So obviously not. I mean, the fact is that unless you aren't passionate about the product that you sell, okay, you can't be successful. So therefore, that passion that you talk about, it has to be, you have to wear it on your sleeve. Whatever product that you're selling is the best. And I mean, there is no other equal product. It's not a matter of any rational. It's a dil ka baat. Yeah, Raja, would you agree?
Absolutely, Mukesh. I'm telling you, look at our life.
Yeah.
You were in Herbertson's selling
Yeah.
back paper.
I remember that.
Yeah.
We drank a lot of that also.
And then I joined IDV Diageo selling green label.
Yeah.
In the same market, I used to go to Bombay retailers and say, boss, you were selling till yesterday saying back paper is the best. Today you say green label is the best. I said, I never said back paper is bad even today. But today, when I tried a new brand, I feel it is better.
Okay.
And believe me, Mukesh, it is an unconditional rule in wherever I have been that we don't drink competition. We don't touch.
Actually, what you're saying is right. I mean, I'm sure you know the story between Coca-Cola and Pepsi.
Any company.
If a Pepsi person is seen drinking a Coca-Cola, he is sacked. And the other way around also.
Yep.
So it's not a question of getting sacked. It's just that, I mean, how can you? That's the point that we're talking about, no?
Absolutely. How can you sell
therefore, that
anything if you have passion?
so that passion and belief is actually a large part of your selling, success story. Am I right?
Absolutely. Okay. See, when you are talking about this,
Right.
you are also talking about why this kind of thing like that. Please, guys, there is a lot of noise. If you can mute your video, please.
Babu, if you can request you to please mute. Thank you so much.
Please. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, Mukesh, you are talking about disrepute. Okay.
Right.
See, things are changing. Sales and everything is evolving. Sales as a profession is also evolving now. I have got guys who are management graduates who have joined me as sales executives.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously. Okay. But why? Because sales gives you a clean, clear-cut understanding about consumer behavior, customer behavior,
right,
and any other profession. Suppose you go into marketing straight today, first they put you into sales. If you are joining Unilever, you have to go through this. You have to go through sales stint for 1 year or 2 years.
Right.
That is what will give you the basics.
Yeah.
Unless you know the basics, how can you differentiate?
That's right.
Okay. So things are
another thing about this thing, it's not only about the organization benefiting. I think a salesperson actually writes his own salary slip, month to month.
Absolutely.
It's entirely up to him. I mean, the fact is that, here is one profession where you can write the check that you want with your own hands. Because, you sell it, you earn it. Simple.
And the kind of incentive a sales guy can earn, nobody else can earn. So look at it in the positive way. Okay, fine. There are some guys who still believe in bullshitting, but that cannot carry on like that. See, suppose I was in Diageo and then I changed to White and Mackay.
Right.
Why did the UB group pick me up? Because they want credibility in the same market. A guy who has been selling Black Label, and or a guy who has been selling Cardu single malt, he has to sell Dalmore.
That's right.
What a better person you will get than going and telling the same customer, boss, I was giving you Cardu and I was giving you Lagavulin until yesterday. Now I am giving you Jura. I am giving you Dalmore.
Right.
Credibility, very important for a sales guy. Please understand, credibility factor is a must. How do you develop credibility?
Yeah.
That is most important. A sales guys today should understand, if I go to the market, I am the face of the organization.
Yeah.
As a sales guy, my sales executive who is working in a small town in Punjab.
Yeah.
Jalandhar. He is headquartered in Jalandhar. He goes there as a geoscope guy.
Right.
He is the face because they have not seen R.L. Raja. They have not seen Sudeep Kumar.
Yeah.
They have not seen Vishal, but they have seen my guy, Arun. So he has to have the credibility factor.
Yeah, that's right.
What
I think
he says is final.
That's right. That first step is the trust that you are able to establish with the trade and the community. Therefore, if you go there, the person believes that, if it's this person, then he's right. On the other hand, let's look at the other way around. If somebody is a bullshitter, like you say, he's been kind of committing himself, everyone knows. So if he comes with a new brand and he says, this is damn good, he says, come on, I know you. And if you're saying it's absolute bullshit.
Absolutely.
On the other hand, if there is a person who's credible, then the first step in a successful career for a salesperson is to build the trust, and credibility of himself and then the organization, that he represents. Am I right?
Absolutely, Mukesh. I know guys who are on top class in terms of establishing the credibility because they don't over-promise and under-deliver. They commit what they are supposed to commit and they deliver it within the time frame. That is very important. If you say you will get your discount check on 1st of this month, you should give at any cost.
That's right. That's
the way it is. Please understand. Today, things are changing. We all know in sales, 80-20 philosophy, right?
Right.
Yeah. 80% of your business comes from 20% of the trade.
Right. Pareto principle.
Yeah, completely. So, how are you going to convince them? How are you going to convince them to sell your product?
Right.
Okay. Why should they sell your product? And somebody else says, I'll give you extra discount. That is not going to happen. Extra discount will help you first month or second month.
No, this is a very important point.
Yeah,
No, I mean, today the thing is, I mean, wherever you go, everyone is looking for a discount. I think it's in the Indian, DNA to ask for a discount. You
across
buy
the
a
world.
car, you want a
Why only
discount.
India?
You buy
Mukesh?
an air conditioner, you want a discount. You buy a daruga bottle, you want a discount. You go to the trade, you want a discount. I mean, you're saying don't give a discount. Then how on earth do you sell, Raja? What are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
You are talking about it is an Indian mentality. No,
No?
it's the global human mentality to take discount.
Okay, so what's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. You are see. I'm a trader. I'm running a shop. What is
Right.
the idea behind running a shop? I want to make money.
Sure.
Okay, so I will demand. It is
Yeah.
the fundamental right of everybody to demand what they want.
Right.
It is the fundamental right of the sales guy to say also, boss, possible, not possible.
Uh-huh.
Is how you are going to put it across. It has to
No,
be ingrained here.
You see, but Raja, at the end of the month, when you can't do your target, and that guy comes for a discount, then you get tempted to give a discount because he tells you, like, listen, I won't buy, I have 5 units, I'll buy 10 units. Just give me a little bit more discount. I'm sure you face that kind of pressure every day.
Everybody faces, Mukesh.
So then, what's wrong with that?
But there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, there
Right.
is something you can do, something you cannot do. So that is where what you have to do. You have to convince the retailer in terms of what extra other services you will give, which will increase his footfall.
Uh-huh.
See, discount is what? Everybody will give discount. Today, if I give 10 as discount, my competition will go and make it 11. Somebody
Right.
will make it 12 because it's a never-ending game. We all know that, right?
But that's the market reality. So what to do with it then?
That is where what is today happening in the market is the traders,
Right.
the retailers,
Right.
the big chain stores, they
Right.
are focusing on footfall.
Uh-huh.
So how are you going to help them to increase the footfall in their outlet? How are
Yeah,
you
but-
going to ensure that there is going to be product trial? See, how are-
Good point. Good point. I mean, what you're saying is actually, we call this push and pull.
absolutely push and pull.
So what is right? Yeah. Should I push the product or should I, spend my money on creating the pull?
Yeah.
What exactly are you saying?
See, when you talk about push, it is the sales guys.
Right.
When you talk about the pull, the marketing guys who are doing brand management.
So then the sales guy has to push. No, he has to give the discount.
Correct. No, but the sales guy has to push within the limited areas where he can do. That is where the salesman has to be smart. See, what the company will do, boss, this is the what maximum you can give.
Right.
Okay, so you have an idea of what is that I have to give. So you start
Right.
the negotiation across the table.
Right.
The dealer will start from triple X. This one
Right.
will start from 1X.
Right.
And then he knows that this is my limit. So slowly he will build it up and say, boss, please understand, I can only go this much. And you are the only one I'm giving. I can promise you. This is where the sales guy has to be very effective without creating an impression that he is bullshitting. He's not bullshitting.
That's good negotiation that you're teaching us.
Negotiation
The fact
skills.
is-
That's the way. That's the way it is.
No, but on the other hand, okay. See, actually, when let's talk about price and discount, because discount is net landed price in some form. No? So question is that, let's say if you're launching a new product and you're competing with some well-established players in the marketplace, then what would you suggest? I mean, should you price yourself slightly under? Should you price yourself slightly equal? Or should you price yourself slightly above? What strategy works?
Mukesh,
Yeah.
I'll give you a classic example which happened in India few
Okay.
years back.
Right.
That time, you know very well, McDowell whiskey
Yeah.
was the number one sell with a market share of around 85%.
Well, that is right. I know that. Yeah.
You know that. And we used to struggle with our other product, fighting
Yeah,
with the same
that's right.
same
No other
system.
product used to sell. Yeah. I mean,
Black
what was,
pepper gold.
some red night or something would sell, but
Black pepper
hardly
gold.
that.
Black pepper gold.
That flopped, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I created that back.
We couldn't succeed. We couldn't succeed. But then what happened that time?
Right.
Seagram in India came out with a Royal Stag. And they went to the market, they priced it around 10% more than McDowell whiskey.
Isn't that foolish?
No, it is not, because they had a perceived difference.
No, but tell me, Raja, as far as the trade is concerned, when he comes and a newcomer comes and he says, listen, I brought this product and, McDonald number 1 is damn good, but I'm selling this this bottle for 20 rupees a bottle more or some such thing. So what is the trade? I will get lost. Yeah.
No, they never said that because before
Right.
they went to that, see, if your idea is initially you have to dump the trade, fine, you cannot fight with them. If your idea is placement and then
Right.
use the pull and push in a way where it is balanced, they pull more than the push initially.
Oh, at launch.
Yeah, at the launch for first 3-4 years, they only used the pull. They never pushed.
But the easier said than done, Raja.
No,
because
it
the
was
fact
done
is
also
that
easily by them because they knew that they will have supply constraints. First, see, it's like how you have to manage everything. And they did a good job. They created the perception in the consumer mind, saying that I am paying this 20 rupees per bottle more because I am drinking a whiskey which is made from grain.
I mean, come on, yeah. I mean, you could serve a blind to anybody. Nobody can make out the difference between this and
Nobody
the
can
other.
make it out, but
So
they
that's all perception.
they created the perception. See,
But tell
that is
me-
the smartness of the company.
Okay, but let me tell you, I'm sure, and you also know it. There was strong resistance from the trade because in the liquor business, there are people who have monopolies, and there are people like you said, 80-20. They're the big guys. They said, "Sorry, we won't buy," and they didn't buy for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So it would have been easier if Pernod had just said, "Okay, I'll reduce my price."
No, they didn't reduce the price. What happened? Since they had that extra margin with them,
Right?
they equaled the discount which was others were giving.
Uh-huh.
How they were giving? Because of the extra margin. And once the consumers started asking for the product, they reduced it.
Oh, initially they gave the discount.
No, initially they didn't, but after some time they did. But later they reduced the discount because the consumer, they already created the demand from the consumers. Okay, so it's a beautifully marketed product. Okay.
Okay.
So it is, see, when we are talking about sales guys, the company made it very clear to their salespeople, guys,
Right.
this is what you have to go to the market.
Oh, I can see a question that somebody's saying, what about in pharma marketing?
Absolutely.
Because there in pharma marketing, I think a large part of it is in terms of, the opinion-making doctor recommending the prescription, and their best way is to go and bribe the doctor. So the bigger the bribe, the better the prescription.
No.
So isn't that right?
No, not anymore. Today, if anybody is seen either bribing or getting bribed, your company will be delisted.
It's all done under the
Not
table,
anymore.
Raja. You know that.
I have lot of pharma friends. See, there are two ways you have to look at pharma. One is that prescription-based product. Other one is generic over-the-counter, OTC.
OTC, you forget. Let's talk about the generic.
Today, many companies, their major revenue is from OTC. For example, suppose a company is selling paracetamol.
Right.
So you go and ask the fellow, give me crocin. That fellow will say, no, I don't have crocin, but I can give you Calpol. Both are same.
So, but that shop, that chemist must be getting some additional discount, no?
Yes, not higher discount. It is a question of how you manage it. How do you manage your basket? See, every pharma has got a basket of products.
Okay.
So they have to manage. See, pharma is, Mukesh, it's a very, very detailed industry. For example, I'll give you an example. In UP, take UP.
Right.
It's a huge market.
Right.
And there are companies who have got wholesalers, they have got distributors, wholesalers, sub-wholesalers, who will go to villages and serve some 10 medical shops there.
Yeah.
That is where they focus.
Yeah.
That is where the focus is.
No, I think you're right, Raja. I have myself seen examples of so many products that, have not kind of, at the initial launch phase, succumbed to the pressure of the trade. The trade says, I can do this, I can do that. It's all rubbish. Actually, what happens is that you go to discount, it lands up on the retail shelf. But if the consumer doesn't, if it doesn't move off the shelf, then the trader says, it's a flop brand.
Absolutely.
So actually, it isn't possible really for the retailer to really push a brand beyond a certain point, and therefore the spend has to be there in terms of creating the pull, which you were saying, and that is what is actually creating the success of a brand. So many salespeople, they feel that by giving the discount, it actually works, But actually, that is not really true, because that's a short-term, pipeline fill, and it doesn't actually result in successful marketing of the brand. And many of us in sales, we don't realize it adequately. We get tempted and fall into that trap. And therefore, your point is well taken. Okay, but the fact is that we should hesitate from actually discounting the product or selling it below the kind of market price, and that can actually damage the brand for life. Okay, so that point is well taken. Let's go further. What do you think? Nowadays, these big stores have come into place. You get companies like Modern Trade, and you get key accounts, and you were talking about 80/20. And actually, don't they also, talking about this discount factor, they demand a special price. So how does one, and I understand that, in Modern Trade, perhaps accounts for almost about 20% of the business today. So how does one tackle that?
Now, it's a very, very good point which you have raised. Today,
Right.
somebody who's occupying the screen, please, Sonu Sharma.
Yeah.
Please, if you can.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, please.
Okay. If you look at it today, Mukesh,
Yeah.
there are many hypermarkets, supermarkets, retail chain stores. For example,
Right.
Big Bazaar.
Right.
Big Bazaar is everywhere today.
Right.
Not just in tier 1 cities, it is also in tier 2, and some of the tier 3 also they have started. Okay. So what is the objective of Big Bazaar? I'm just naming one. I mean, with the full respect to them, is that the consumer walk into my stores, they get at the best price.
Right.
Correct? And there's
That's
nothing
his
wrong.
slogan. Sabse sasta yahi milega.
Like
Something
Carrefour, like Walmart.
Right.
Okay. Many superstores.
Right.
But the company and the sales guys, the sales department has to recognize that and beware and aware of that. I can't send a guy who's going to a neighborhood kirana wala to go and handle that outlet.
Right.
You have to have a completely different kind of capability, which has to be built to deal with such kind of people. Key accounts management is completely a different way and different.
So throw some light on that. What is that difference?
I will.
Right.
Suppose you have a key account in your city, and they are huge, and they have a huge business. They have a huge footfall.
Right.
And you have to sell your product there. How do you handle a key account which is different from your neighborhood kirana wala?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. When you look at the key accounts, first of all, you should have a complete understanding of the key account. I'm giving you from my experience. I just don't go and start selling.
Right.
When I'm given a responsibility of a key account, first I go and study the outlet.
Okay. What do you study?
What do I study? I go. What is the product I'm selling? Suppose I'm selling, say, what do I say? Cosmetics. I'll put it that way.
Right.
So I go to the cosmetics section of the outlet.
Right.
Understand what kind of displays they have.
Right.
What kind of salesmen, merchandisers they have.
Right.
What kind of merchandising they do.
Okay.
Yeah, what kind of discounts they offer compared to any other shop. I keep noting it down first.
Right.
And I have a dialogue with all the people there. I said, why do you sell this product?
Right.
What do you know about this product? Then I understand whether they have been given the product knowledge.
Okay, that's fair enough. So then,
then I note down. Then I understand the people involved in that supermarket or in the hypermarket.
Right.
Because see, it is not just going and selling, meeting the procurement guy. Okay, take 10 dozen of this or 20 down. This is the discount. No. You have to start from the scratch, because the guy who's displaying in the outlet is important for you.
Right.
The guy who's selling is important for you.
Right.
The merchandising is important.
Right.
In every outlet they have a map of how the consumers come, how they walk, where they go, till they come to the cash counter.
That's
Understand that where my product has to be.
Right.
And educate them about your product. Suppose you are on a specialty product.
Right.
And if somebody comes and asks, they say, please don't use this shampoo. Use this shampoo because this shampoo has got a particular herb which will ensure
Right.
that your hair doesn't fall.
Right.
Okay. So that is where you have to impart knowledge, because to impart the knowledge, I should be also be very, very good in my product. Understand?
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
Then
No.
what do I do?
Yeah.
Who is the procurement? I go and meet the procurement guys.
Right.
I tell them that this is my company, this is my product, this will be serviced directly from the company or through the distributor. Today,
Right.
if you are going to a supermarket, if you say I'm going to give it from a distributor, they'll say no.
Right.
I
Right.
want to be your direct dealer.
Right.
Why they say? Because direct dealer means you can cut off one discount
Or
point.
discount. Yeah. You get
Correct?
it
No
at that
discount.
price.
So you have
Right.
to be prepared for that. If you are
Right.
prepared for that, your distributor is going to object to it
Right.
because he is losing that business.
Sure.
So you have to keep some margin for the distributor as a overriding commission.
Okay, so those are, you're getting tight takes of it. We're right. So I think, what you're saying is managing of the key account is very, very critical. You're absolutely right. Especially when you're talking to a large format store, and to that extent, you are talking in terms of what is the layout, which is the, best points, to display your product. You've got to have people on the ground who will educate the customer. They'll do sampling of the customer. I'm sure you also need to kind of, also actually, perhaps do some kind of a trend analysis, some data analysis, and show it to the procurement saying that, listen, your inventory of this product has gone up so much, and so therefore you need to kind of, do this. But, so therefore we'll do a promotion on that, and we will guarantee the throughput of it. And in fact, many people actually, when you're dealing with such accounts, talk about throughput. We will take our payment when the thing has kind of tertiary sales has happened. And it is your business to then get into the store and ensure that tertiaries happen so that your payments happen. You're able to give them various kind of, trending. You're able to give them some kind of a, this thing in terms of, analysis of what they're doing and how much kind of, profitability that they made. So actually the salesman's role
Losing.
the shop. That's what you're saying. No? So that's why he needs to have special abilities to manage a key account or a large account. And so that is certainly, there are many parameters, like you're saying, which a salesperson needs to understand if he has to succeed. Yeah, is that the how you're saying it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That is where you have to give them proper training.
Okay, that's right.
Key accounts management is a different cup of tea. And there is a personal relationship and professional relationship.
Which is now the next point that you're seeing, the very critical thing that you raised.
Yeah.
The people say that in sales, relationship is critical. So you were just saying that relationship is personal and professional. Can you kind of enlarge a little bit more on that? What exactly, how does the relationship work? Does it really work in the first place, or is it kind of, something else?
No, it has to work. You know very well. Without relationship, you cannot continuously do business.
So what is the definition of relationship? Because everyone says, I know that person. I go to SSC, he gives me a cup of tea. I've got good relationships.
No. I mean, cup of tea everybody gives you. And especially if you go to Punjab, they give you even a meal. Whether you get business from them is the question.
Okay, so then what is a relationship? What is your definition of relationship?
A relationship is basically when you are dealing with a customer,
right?
There has to be always a win-win.
Right.
You have to build the confidence in the customer that this fellow has come to me. Of course, his objective is to take business from me and get more business for his product. But at the same time, he is a very fair guy. I am not going to be in any way not getting benefited from this fellow's deal. Okay, that is the impression you have to create. How do you create the impression is by being very open and honest with that person. Number one.
So that is given, but then beyond that, what?
No. Beyond that is also see what happens when you go to the shop. What is relationship first? First relationship is knowing the people by their name.
Right.
The people who matter, you should know them by their name.
Sure.
You should also know when is their birthday, when is their wedding anniversary, when is the children, what are they doing, which school they are going. See, these are all very important.
Okay.
These are all very important.
To say, if it is his birthday and you tell him, sir, give me payment and order, and you don't wish him happy birthday, he'll get angry.
Why should he get angry? If somebody wishes you happy birthday.
No, I'm saying he forgets his birthday.
No. He's not going to get angry. But if you wish him, he will feel very special.
Okay. No, but tell me, where does this relationship, because sometimes, beyond a point, this relationship doesn't work, People say, okay, relationship is all right, temporarily, but I mean, for the case of relationship, sir, you're not giving me more discount, and I can sell somebody else's product. I'm in a relationship beyond a point. I mean, it breaks, no? I mean, so how can you?
So what is something like this, Mukesh? You are in your bungalow. Somebody knocks at your door. You say, "Who is this?" Mukesh, I am Raja. You'll open the door. Okay.
Right.
If somebody says, Mukesh, sir, I have come from so and so place. We don't know you. So relationship is the key to open the door.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
After the door is open, then it is what you are going to offer to that person. Okay. And how it is, because suppose you have a good relationship,
right.
To a great extent you can get things done without having any relationship. Please understand, that is where relationship matters in business. Okay, with relationship, there are certain things you can achieve. Not everything, but you can achieve certain things. But when it comes to things like, boss, you are my good friend, I know, but the other person is offering me 20% more than what you are giving.
Right. So
that we all face every day. We all face that every day, right? I face that.
Raja, let me share one or two real-time examples with you. We do some training, and we also do training right down to petrol pump attendants. And petrol pump attendants also now, with private players entering the petrol retail business like Reliance, etc. So obviously, I mean, if you're a public sector enterprise, Indian Oil petrol pump, and a Reliance pump opens and he gives some more discount, or he gives some special this thing, so customers migrate. One day, I was standing at a petrol pump, and there was an old fellow, we call him a DSM, delivery salesman, who's the petrol pump attendant. And I found a chap coming in a big swanky car, and he was this old man was talking to him, and before he left, the old man gave him one envelope. So I went up to this fellow and said, boss, what is this? He says, sir, I've been at this pump for the last 15 years. This customer of mine has been coming to me, and only I fill petrol in his car. If I'm not there, he will ask for me. And you know what this card is? It is the wedding invitation for his son. His son is getting married, and he has invited me for his wedding.
Wow.
Now, that is relationship, no? I mean, will that man, go to a Reliance pump or some other pump when this guy is sitting there, and that's the kind of relationship he's built? So relationship is something called no matter what, I will support him. He is like my Anna. He's like my brother.
Yep.
Boss, don't talk to me. I mean, I would say that sometimes I use this thing of personal relationship that we're talking about. I'm saying you said about 80-20 principle. I mean, if those 20% can make a difference in your life, because if they were to sneeze, you will miss your target, and if you were to embrace you, you'd kind of double your sales. Now, if you can go, you should be able to go to that person's house. You should be able to tell him that tomorrow morning I am coming to your house for breakfast, and please ask your wife to make me one rava dosa. Okay? And you should be able to go there and say hello to his wife and ask the children what they are. And then if you are to come back and do business with him, do you think he will do business with anybody else? Obviously not. So personal relationship actually is very, very powerful. People are able to don't look at the depth of it adequately. It can be very powerful in a salesperson's life.
Absolutely, Mukesh. See, the kind of time you spend in upgrading, understanding, improving your knowledge on product and everything else. It is also very important, how do you build relationship with your trade partners?
No, so let's come to that other part, which is the professional relationship part you were saying. What exactly is the definition of professional relationship?
Come, I'm not hearing you.
You say professional relationship, you said. There was one personal relationship which we talked about, and the other part was professional relationship. So what is your definition of professional relationship?
Mukesh, what is personal relationship is what we discussed last few minutes about getting closer to a customer. Okay.
Right.
The professional relationship is not mixing both. when I am talking to you as a customer, I am Raja representing this company talking to you. That is
Okay,
professional.
but that's fine. But what is it?
No,
How do you do?
that is
What is professional?
whatever is the professional commitment from company to the company, that is fulfilled 100%.
No, what beyond that? Is there anything beyond that?
Yeah, it is beyond that, because
What?
a professional relationship is, see,
No, sure. You should hold on to your commitments. But what else?
yeah, you should hold on to your commitment.
Right.
You should ensure that service to that outlet is perfect. You
Right.
take extra care in delivering when they want it like this.
Right.
And suppose your company is faulting somewhere, you go and admit it. Yes, boss, we made a mistake. We will correct it.
Right.
At the same time, don't give up on your. Don't say anything bad about your company. And at
Right.
the same time, you make them to feel that you are my customer. I will never ever let you down. And also
Right.
professional relationship, where it comes. See, at a certain level, you will have personal relationship. For
Right.
example, suppose you are dealing with say again big basket or big
Right.
bazaar.
Right.
You will not be dealing with the CEO of the company directly, but whenever you go and meet him, you establish a professional relationship with him, giving him an idea about what you are doing in his outlet, how you are helping them to grow the business, how your products are performing,
Okay.
how you are helping them to grow their business. Because
No, I like this. I like this point of yours. What you're saying
yeah,
here.
I have put up a kiosk in your outlet.
Right.
I do every weekend. I do this promotion in your outlet. I'm not doing elsewhere.
Right.
Okay, and when it is the festival time, I am there to support you in your outlet.
Okay.
I don't do it anywhere else. See, this is where the professional relationship comes.
Okay.
Going and eating rava dosa is different.
Okay, let me, no, personal is one side, we discussed that, now we're talking about professional. Let me take your point a little bit further. See, professional relationship means that if you have been to that outlet, how have you been able to benefit that outlet because of your visit? And that is not necessarily linked only to a discount. The advice that you're able to give to an outlet. Let me take some example. You know, we do some work for telecom companies, and we have these salespeople who go from shop to shop and sell, you know, to these people who sell prepaid cards and they sell phones, etc. So what is the professional, you know, advice that a salesperson can give to a telecom shop? He can actually go and tell him, boss, you know, your shop is here and 20 feet away, there's another shop. You do a business of 20,000 rupees a day. That chap does 45,000 rupees a day. Do you know how? He actually gives him some tip. What is the tip he can give him? He says, boss, you only come to attend to customers who come to your showroom. What this guy does is in the afternoon, he sends his sales boy to all the office locations beyond, and he says, if you want to do an e-top balance, you want to do it, you just phone me, I will transfer the e-top to you, and therefore he's able to go outside and able to say that this is the thing. Your sales boy doesn't even know the name of your main customer. That guy knows the name of the main customer who comes there. He goes further. He tells this chap, sir, do you know how much has been the growth of business in this market last month? Last month, this entire sale grew by 10%. And your shop grew only by 8%, and there are some people that grew by 20%. He can also tell him that, sir, do you know why the business is growing? This market is now saturated, sir. You want to put a person there and he will kind of, be able to double your business, you open a person there. Do you know you can also increase your business by selling all these phone accessories? In other words, he is giving him good consulting advice, which is beyond. I'm surely you should hold on to your promise in terms of delivery, etc. That is there. Without that, that is basic. But I'm saying that his advice, now next time he goes there and he tells him, boss, buy, will he ask for more discount? No, boss, just tell me. If you haven't been there for 3 days, he says, oh, boss, where are you? Why, I haven't seen you. What is happening? What is the latest in the market? Will you tell me? So that is professional advice in my definition, which will take that equation to another level.
Bingo. Spot on. I'll give you another example for this, Mukesh.
Right.
See, today many of the outlets have started focusing on premium products, value,
Right.
not volume. Because see, volume comes, you sell a product at X price, which is like you don't make money because it's competing with everybody. You are discounting the product.
Right.
But when you focus on value,
Right.
you are not only your top line increases, but your profitability increases.
Sure.
Okay, so if you just look at it today, what we have done, one classic example I will give you. It happened to me when I was in Dubai.
Right.
Okay, and Dubai is lot of retail outlets, but it's all hush retail outlet.
Right.
Okay? Those days, now it has improved a lot. So once I went to a retail outlet and I was selling, along with my White and Mackay 3-year-old and all, we were selling Dalmore, we were selling Jura, we were selling huge single malts.
Right.
So when I went to the outlet, I saw some people coming and searching for single malt. But
Okay.
he kept it in somewhere. So after the consumers left, I told him, boss, listen, I have a good proposition for you. He said, what? What do you want from your shop? You want value? You want more? You want more turnover, or you want more turnover with less margin? He said, Raja, obviously I want more turnover and more margin. So where are you going to get the more margin? From single malt, from premium products. Because people are not going to ask you for discount in those products. So what I did with the available space, we spent a lot of time. I created some beautiful images for him, made him to bring the display of single malts in the front. Create one big counter for single malts.
Right.
And from different regions. This is from Isla. This is from Highland. This is from Lowland.
Right.
This is from Speyside.
Right.
And believe me, Mukesh,
Sales went up, I'm sure.
sales went up. He was absolutely euphoric. And then after that, he never used to bother. My sales, because of that, he has given a special space for Dalmore without taking single AED dirhams.
Right.
Okay, my Dalmore was, even today that outlet sells maximum Dalmore.
Yeah. So that is consulting. That's
That
a
is
good example of consulting.
Free
Yeah,
consulting.
great. That's
Free consulting.
Yeah. No. So that's the real benefit of that is what you got. Your sales team got. For a long
Absolutely.
time after that.
But see, today, that's what I said. Everything is evolving. Even sales is evolving. Sales guys are evolving. So,
What do you say? What do you mean by that?
see, yes, those days, suppose you take 10 years before. You just take one bazaar, go to every outlet. What you want this, you want that, fill up the order form, give it to the distributor and go back. Today, it's not like that.
But what is all this e-commerce and all? That seems to be hitting badly.
I will give you a classic example. Mukesh, e-commerce is screwing up everybody's happiness.
Except the customer. Customer's happy.
Except the consumer.
Yeah.
Except the consumer. See, I'll give you a classic example.
Okay.
Recently, I think last year, same time, one of big companies, I have a friend there, he is the vice president.
Right.
He told me one day, Raja, I want a small help from you. I said, what is that? We are selling this particular product.
Right.
And my product, despite we don't want to do that because a lot of volume comes from Amazon. When I go to this particular outlet, which is the biggest retailer for electronics and electricals in Chennai, he is just throwing us out. He doesn't even want to talk to my customer, my salesman. Can you help me? Can you help me? I said, fine, I'll help you. You tell your sales executive to take me there. So one evening we went there. I just told him, don't introduce me, just go and do your selling job.
Okay.
So I was just with him looking like a consumer. So he went and told him, boss, what do we do? I want some order for this particular washing machine. He said, why? You go to Amazon, you go to Flipkart. Why are you coming to me? Boss, please, I don't deal with the Flipkart, I don't deal with Amazon. But your company deals. And Flipkart and Amazon gives 300 rupees lower than my price. Why should I buy your product?
Sure.
I have decided to buy the product which is not sold in Amazon and Flipkart. I heard this.
Right. He's right.
I said fine, because that argument you cannot break it.
Then?
So now I understood what is the problem because I am not dealing with that item. So I called them. Then I met the VP guy. I said, listen guys, this is a serious issue. You cannot lose your e-commerce business because that's also giving you good.
Correct.
Okay. And your customer also very important. So how do you do it? What the e-commerce guys can't do, you can do it in the retail shop.
Okay, like
you
what?
You can do demo.
Okay.
You can put up a poster. If you have any problem, bring it. I will replace it immediately.
Okay.
For example, the same company launched that time. This was basically a karaoke machine,
Okay.
which is sold at 20,000 rupees at the retail, whereas at the e-commerce it was sold at 18,000.
Right.
So I told this guy, please keep one machine every Friday, Saturday outside the shop.
Uh-huh.
A person there. Bring a professional singer, ask him to sing
Right.
on the karaoke. That will attract consumer, that will attract your footfall.
Okay.
When they come into the shop, you give them the mic, ask them to sing. And they will ask you the price, 20,000. Sir, I will check. Immediately people use their smartphone. Okay, it is Amazon, it is 18,000 rupees. Yes, sir, it is Amazon. But here you see the feel, the touch and feel and the experience, what you get in the retail outlet, you will not get.
Okay.
And my
Very
guy
good.
will come and help you installing it in your place.
Yeah.
And any hitches, I am there to address that.
Yeah.
And it's a lifetime guarantee for you because any problem I'll attend.
What a lovely example. You have to, think out of the box here.
Absolutely.
Okay, but I tell you what, I'll share some experience with you. We do some work with, Reliance Retail. And as you're aware that they've got a big tie-up, with our Facebook, and they've kind of got e-commerce is their big buzzword. Mr. Mukesh Ambani is collecting, lakhs of crores of rupees, as investment because of this venture. Do you know what their proposition is? See, their proposition is that they want, the first part is just go to any small kirana shop, go and sell them this billing machine. Everyone has got this swipe card business. So here is this thing, go and sell this swipe card. And the retailer has to pay money, 1,500 rupees or some such thing for that swipe machine. So I said, then, so what? What next? He says, well, what we've done is in this swipe machine, whatever he sells, he also records, what the previous sell-in is and what the sellout is. And I know exactly how much inventory is. And I can, through this chip, come to know, and give that shopkeeper an analysis in terms of how much stock he's got. So I said, big deal, yeah, so what? He says, no, I have negotiated with all the large kind of, suppliers. And I have told the shopkeeper, you don't have to deal with 10 people who come to you, on Monday, and one person comes on Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay? You tell me what you need. Once a week, I will come and supply, and I will do the delivery in your shop. I said, wow. I said, what about payment? He says, no, there's no problem on payment. We've got this, Geo Money app, and he can make a payment on the app. So I said, what else? He says, so I said, why should he deal with you? Just because of this? He says, no, our main thing is we have 38 crore customers because they're Geo customers. And what we're going to do is we know it by the PIN code. We do a push, discount coupon in your kind of area and tell the customer, if you want to avail the discount, here are the list of shops in your area, where you can go and avail this discount. So I am going to actually drive customers to your outlet. Besides, I'll give it to you at the best possible price because that's the promise to his retailer because I'm buying in bulk. Now look at the change. So look at the life of a salesperson that was there before. What is the life of a salesperson? He'd go to that person, he'd go and tell them, okay, so what is your inventory? And then he'd, do some thing and sell him these various SKUs. And then he'd kind of, give him some scheme. And then he would kind of do some merchandising. And then he would come back. Actually, now the salesman's role is quite different. He'll go and tell him, boss, this is the profile of customers that is coming. This is the kind of product you should store. And this is the inventory you should keep. And this is the kind of, we will help you to drive footfalls to your showroom. And this is the AI app that we're using. Actually, the salesman's life has now turned on its head here. Till yesterday, he was just a delivery guy and money collector because that's what most distributor salespeople do. And today, he has to have an understanding of AI and tell him about how the app works and how he will drive the customers and sell the whole proposition. So actually the life of a salesperson has changed and is going to change dramatically. You remember in our time, how many people had apps? Today, everyone has got an app, yeah? I mean, you got an app on your mobile phone, man.
And you have to record what time you go to the shop, what time you leave the shop.
It tells you where you went.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Right. Today, there is a figure watching you. what you are doing. So your responsibility becomes bigger.
That is right.
And that is very important because that's the evolution. That's an evolution today. So you get lot of respect when you go to those kind of outlets because you impart knowledge. See, you were talking about the Reliance example. But if Reliance has tied up with one outlet like that, if I am the key accounts manager of that outlet, what do? I immediately go to Reliance. I meet the person. I said, sir, how can we work together?
That's right.
How can we work together? Crack that. First mover advantage.
Yeah.
So,
because, what I forgot to say is that these outlets are also delivering to the customer. Because, on the e-commerce this thing, and he drives the throughput from the end. So the shopkeeper is happy.
See, Mukesh, we all know that world is changing. Today, especially during COVID time, many people don't go to the shop. You get everything at home.
That's right.
Yeah. So if you are a salesman, for example, you are managing Nilgiri's outlets in Chennai. There are 25 outlets of Nilgiri's.
That's right. Yeah.
So what do? Swiggy now delivers provisions at your doorsteps.
You talking about that, my sabzi wala. We used to go to him and now he rings up and says, "Hey, madam, do you want home delivery of your sabzi?" It's gone to that extent. So
Fortunately, sabzi wala doesn't give you different kind of potatoes. He has got only one kind of potato. But if you go to a provision close, he will say whether you want this shampoo, you want this soap, you want that, you want this toothpaste or that toothpaste. Okay. So that is where your relationship and your key accounts management capabilities will play a role.
Okay, excellent.
You are in training, Mukesh. You are in training. You know better.
I think
where we have to train our people. See, one more thing. What I want to tell you, Mukesh. See.
Yeah.
Earlier, it all used to be small value.
Right.
Today, it's big value. Okay. So there are customers who gives you value like amazing value. Some customers give you 50 lakh rupees of business in one go.
Right.
And some customers still give you only 10,000 rupees.
Right.
But both are important for us. So that is where what kind of capabilities you should have, what kind of persons you have to manage those 50 lakh rupees business, what kind of persons you should have to manage the 10,000 rupees business. Both are important. So if you are a 10,000 rupees businessman today, your aspiration is to go and handle the 50 lakh rupees.
Yeah. Okay, Raja, we can carry on this discussion for a long time. We have, that 1 hour listing of our band, we've kind of more or less exhausted it. Would you like to give some concluding remarks to, before we say something, some message that you'd like to share with the participants, which can help them to get better in sales, become darker sales champions, as we say?
Yeah. See, I believe in certain principles in life when it comes to sales. The first tip is your job is the most important job in any company. Please understand that.
Okay, well said.
You are the face of the organization.
Right.
You are the revenue generator.
Right.
And if you enshrine these things in your, wherever it is,
right,
your behavior will change.
Okay.
You will be true to your job. You will be true to the company. Be loyal to your job. Okay. Because the market is huge. If you are a sales guy, you will be spotted. I have spotted sales guys from retail outlet and I've given them job.
I see.
Yeah, many of the guys were spotted like in the market. Okay, come and meet me, kind of things. So understand this and be always pleasant, presentable, and know your company, know your products, know your customer, know your customer.
And be passionate.
Be passionate. More than anything else, be passionate. You are working for a particular company, you should never ever patronize anything competition.
Okay, Raja, thank you very much. I think with those, golden words, we'd like to kind of, conclude this session. So I hope, the session has been kind of, interesting and we've kind of been able to take away a few tips in terms of how you can get better in sales. But I must, once again mention, and I mentioned it last time also, there is that much that you can take away in 1 hour's time. You can't become, this is not an injection that Raja and I can give you that you suddenly become a darker sales champion. You got to work in it. And therefore, if you're looking at kind of improving your capabilities, I have, separately on our webpage, and those of you who want to engage, may I request that, we don't have your email IDs and your phone numbers on the chat group right now as we speak. May I request those of you who've not shared it, kindly share your email IDs so that we can keep you posted on what we are going to bring to you. Our entire purpose is to help you to get better at what you're doing. Now, whereas this session is for a certain period, a limited time, if you want to engage with us on a more exhaustive session, we are going to, announce, and we've just, finalized a 6 kind of pack presentation, a module which will help you over 6 weeks to kind of, work on your sales skills. We also, this is a platform that we've been bringing to you week after week. This is the 8th session that we've had. The other platform is a session that we do on leadership. So if you want to join the leadership program, which is also a 6-module session, or the sales module session, which is also 6 modules, there is a small cost to be paid. Okay, it'll cost you roughly about 500 rupees a session. 6 sessions will be 3,000 rupees. Okay, and but however, you will be able to kind of, we promise you our opportunity to engage with people from the industry, and the purpose is that you should get good in what you're doing. So may I suggest, that, thank you very much, and I look forward, to engaging with you more and more on these Friday sessions. We have a lot of new participants which have joined us this time. I welcome you to the, join us every Friday evening. So thank you, Raja, and thank you very much. I can see that your mustache is growing by the minute.
Thank you, Mukesh. Thanks for this.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care. Be safe.
Be safe. Be safe.
Yeah.
God bless. God bless.
Yeah.
God bless. God
Yeah.
bless.
Please post your email IDs. It'll help us to communicate with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, good evening, sir, and thank you very much, both Raja sir and Mukesh sir. I really am very excited again. It was a wonderful session with a lot of industrial insight. I have shared a link with all of you. It is again going to be shared with you. It is a group of WhatsApp in which the link is with you in the chat. I would request everybody to join this WhatsApp group. We would like to keep you updated on our upcoming webinars and the other discussions that is happening around the industry, because there is a lot of new things that is happening around both leadership front and sales front. You see, there is a lot of buzz that is happening. If you join this WhatsApp group, you would be much benefited. Mr. Khetrapal, I am very thankful to you. Mr. Raja, I am much thankful to you for giving the insights. Namaskar and Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Jai Hind. Jai Hind.
Okay.
Bye.